Hello and a warm welcome to a first in the series of Wow Woman Pajama Chats. This is an all-rounded lifestyle and inspirational show that celebrates and elucidates the wow factor in every woman. To host you, my name is Mutale Kapaso, and this is the Wow Woman Pajama Chat. On today's Wow Woman Pajama Chats, I'm excited to have some meaningful conversations with a good friend of mine, media mogul, philanthropist, and AfriShop partner, Lulu Wood. We get cooking tips from our Wow Woman chef and money wisdom from Sampa Chilambwe, founder of the Salome Trust Fund Initiative. Let's kickstart with Lulu. Her name means love. Not only is she a loving human, she is a media mogul, partner at afrishop.com. She's a philanthropist, a wife, a mother. I believe she's the most sung about female celebrity in this country, and I'm blessed to call her a friend turned sister of so many years. Ladies, we bring to you Lulu Wood. Welcome.
Thank you so much. You just had to go there. You always are that one person who says, why do people sing about you all the time?
Yes, I mean, no, seriously. Back in the days, there was Lulu Hangala, and then this year, we had Mac 44 and Pompey do Luyando.
They
and
said
you
they didn't know. They said they
well,
didn't know my name was Luyando.
Wow. But sis, why is love such a big part of your brand? I know it translates directly to your name, but why is it such a huge part of your brand?
I think I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's so much power in the name that we give our children. The name can become your identity. You've seen people change their names because they feel they can't identify with their name and give themselves something that they can identify with better. And for me, that just described my personality in the end. And I'm all about giving love. I'm a giver of love, and that's what I live to do. That I feel that's my purpose, and it's translated into the different areas of my life, even into how I lead.
Yeah.
So sometimes I struggle with my leadership, with how I lead, because I'm all about love, and sometimes you need to be a bit firm, tough love. So I need to learn tough love. So yeah, I would say so.
Wow. So how would you describe your journey, especially in 2020? 2020 has not been the easiest of years, really.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the year 2020 has been quite, how have you managed to, and you seem to be on top, really, in my books at least. How would you describe your experience so far in your journey?
It's been a year of surprises, and I've had to rethink how I do things. But I think what has been interesting about 2020 is there are times in my life when things were worse than they are now. When I had made plans, I felt I had moved, and then all those plans came crashing down. I think that was like 2012, everything comes crashing down, and you have to rethink everything that you had planned. And I think because of that lesson, then this year didn't crush me the way it would have crushed me before if I hadn't had that experience. I was able to think on my toes. A lot of things changed. But I'm so grateful to God, because I believe He opened so many more opportunities that would have not come my way if COVID hadn't happened.
That's true.
So I thought of different streams of income that I wouldn't have really taken seriously if COVID hadn't happened. So for example, the Wood Kitchen is now a business.
Wow.
That's something new.
That's powerful.
AfriShop had to diversify how we think of marketing. That's something new. We are still growing and finding partnerships that we wouldn't have been able to find if COVID hadn't happened. So it's been interesting to see the opportunities that the clouds brought, the storm brought.
And speaking of partnerships, you're so big on collaborations. I mean, it's just for Wow Woman, you're like the first, and I'm so excited because you're the first one to come to the show, because you were like the first to believe in this. Hey.
It was a no-brainer. I mean, Mutale, I think you know, I don't say no to the one
Even
person.
in pajamas. Even in pajamas.
I'm just like, okay, you want me to wear pajamas? Fine, I'm coming. What do you want me to do? I'm here. Just
Wow.
because of the power of your ideas, Mutale. I think through the years, I've always been so excited whenever you come to me. I'm like, she wants to work with me?
Oh, come on. Of course.
An incredible idea. So I'm just so excited for Wow Woman, the way it's grown. Who would have thought? December till now, over 30,000 members online who are so active and interacting.
We thank God, we praise, to God be the glory, and even more, I'm grateful for people like you that believed. Because sometimes you take a leap of faith and you're moving, but you're kind of afraid. So you need women that will stand by you and say, hey, we can do this, let's do this together. And I'm grateful that you're always that sister. And talking about collaborations, and partnerships, AfriShop is one big concept that came as a result of great collaborations and partnerships. Just tell us about how did AfriShop come about, and just tell us more about this grand collaboration that you landed yourself.
One thing that has differentiated us is we come with Miu Miu's amazing knowledge in business, 18 years of being in the logistics industry, wow. My experience in media and PR and marketing, and understanding a bit of how Africa works and the African consumer, bringing it together and just trying to build something that is going to stand the test of time prayerfully. Yeah. There's a lot of work that has gone into it, a lot of investment into the app, into building it. I've never worked on something at this level, even financially, so it's been a lot of growth. Miu Miu had never lived in Africa for so long. She's done business with Africa, but she had to spend like 41 days in Africa with me. Wow. We traveled around Africa. I've had to also spend just as much time in China, traveling and understanding, building connections. Also trying to change the narrative of how a Chinese woman is seen in Africa, how an African woman is seen in China. So we are very intentional of what we are doing beyond just building the brand, but also trying to dispel any misconceptions and trying to show that women can make it.
Together.
Yeah, together. Yeah. So soon we'll be announcing more partnerships. We are partnering with more women around Africa. It's really majorly female-led. We do have some male partners, but this is female co-founded, and we hope to really disrupt and innovate.
You are already disrupting and taking a lead, really, when it comes to online shopping, a local, product driven by women. That's really inspiring. And then I know there's lots of fashion on the app. I know you're also going into interior decor as well. But I just want us to talk about the fashion. Like, why are you so passionate about fashion?
Well, I know that African women love to look good.
True.
And I just feel we should do it affordably. I also know there's a lot of incredible African designers who want to put out their work and scale to the next level, but they don't have, they've never been able to find the right manufacturers who can also produce at a smaller scale than what most European or designers will want, or American designers can do 10,000 pieces of one design. Wow. So we want to help them scale, but at a lower MOQ, minimum order quantity, by the way.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, we want to see them scale their businesses. We want to see them be proudly on your own Nike brand. And it's not just women, even men. You've seen J-Rocks now has a sneaker. Christina Sakala has her tinted cosmetics. We want you to believe you can produce anything and have your name on it. Contribute to the world and hopefully scale that brand of yours to the globe.
Wow, that's powerful. And speaking of fashion, I'd like us to take a break and get some tips from AfriShop. So here's an insert from AfriShop that give us some fashion tips, and I really like their fashion sense, so I think you like it too.
Woman invites you to an unforgettable, fun-filled weekend experience with an all-white brunch from 9 to 12 hours and a pajama party from 16 on the 26th of September under the theme Emancipating Wonder Woman. Our hosts are Mutale Kapaso, Lulu Wood, and Mainza Kawano. Speakers of the all-white brunch include Prophetess Isabel Ngambi, Anakazi Banking Woman of the Year 2020, Mrs. Susan Mulikita, Mrs. Suzio Muteto, and Mrs. Mambwe Mahango. Music by Christine and Trina. Our pajama party speakers include Pastor Gladys Paswani, Lady Narena Chiteva, Sampa Chilambwe, and Wezi Njovu. Music by Esther Chungu and Trina. The experience will be held at the newly opened Chez Cafe in Kablonga. 350 kwacha per event gets you a light meal and refreshments. Buy your ticket at Yami's Collection Arcades Mall or visit the Wow Woman Zambia Facebook group for more information. Limited tickets available. Remember to wear your mask and adhere to COVID regulations. The Wow experience for a woman like you.
Welcome back. We're still up close and personal with the one and only Lulu Wood. And I want to ask this one, sis. You've been in the industry for, I think, as long as I've known you, over 15 years maybe now. Mm-hmm. And what are some of your highlights? What are some of those moments that you look back on and you say, these were my making moments?
I think I would look back and think about, okay, so this is not from like a young age, right? Because I would go back to the first time I got on stage at 4. Me finally getting my first show on movie TV, and I had to produce it. I'd been put in the newsroom and producing that first show where people were like, wait, is this the same girl that sits around quietly and is very shy, actually talking and is, So that for me was a very defining moment because I felt finally I was seen. During the kids show, Kids Star.
Kids Star. Who
I
would
think
never
that's when
forget
that just catapulted me to another level in terms of my career. That's where people, now the general public, started to notice this.
Kids Star.
Yeah, my talent and my abilities. So I would say those, especially when it comes to my TV work. Moving forward. Getting the into the Mandela Washington Fellowship was a real turning point.
Meeting Obama.
Meeting President Obama and Michelle.
I mean.
I think that just began like a totally different journey.
Wow.
It's opened up doors for me to interact and meet people on several different occasions who are at a global level. And I always said I wanted a seat at the global table. And I feel that the Mandela Washington Fellowship opened the doors to that global seat.
Wow. So in as much as we speak highlights, and especially in the entertainment space, I do know we have low moments, and I think I've seen you, navigate some of those. And for me, one thing that stands out so much is how it is that you're always so humble and always so forgiving. And I've seen people pull you down, but you've always had that. I wonder, like, where do you get that strength, that resilience, that that keeps you going, and you can go back even to the people that were like even stuffing you in the back and you're giving them a smile. I'm like, wow, this is inspiring. Where does that come from, Lulu?
God. Honestly speaking, it can only be God because I think it's a God-given patience and understanding of humanity, understanding that people are human. Yes, they'll get mad at you, but diplomacy never killed you, and understanding that sometimes there's something else going on, and that's why someone feels they need to treat you a certain way. Understanding that in the environment that we're in, you're in such a small industry that you can't let beef carry on. Like we are too small in industry for beef. Trying to work with teams. I know some people hate working with me because I can be very I want things done a certain way. But I think it's all love later on when they realize that, okay, it was, she just wanted things done a certain way. But I hate beef. I hate the idea of creating enmity. I feel in Zambia, when you're good, you continue to work with each other. You can never run away from a great talent in Zambia. The great talents always end up working together.
That's very wise.
Yeah.
Very wisely said, actually. And now when we talk about a time, actually for me, this is one of those moments where I got so inspired, because it's actually during a season when I actually met you. If you remember, it's very interesting how we met. Was actually my then boyfriend brought me to your house when you came to see baby Asante. So I think our relationship has actually been as old as Asante.
As old as 12 years.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow.
12 years.
And in that moment, it was an experience where you're seeing the daughter of a clergy getting pregnant at the peak of her career. How did you, let's talk about you navigating those low moments and how you still came up on top.
My parents were a great support system. I wasn't going to manage that period without their support and encouragement. The way they reacted to the news of my pregnancy, how understanding they were of my choices at the time, and telling me, you have shown us all these years that you're an upright woman.
Yeah.
And you're human. This incident shows your humanity, and we love you and will be with you. I think without them, I was really going to just go down. And I feel my lowest moments throughout my career God has always sent the right people around me. I have a very, very, very small, close-knit group of people that I can call my support system, and they have never let me down, and I thank God for that. They really lift me up. So there's been many lows. A lot of people have their say, and publicly your life is not always going to be private. So people feel they have a right to your life, and I don't hold it against them. I do have a lot to say about Oprah Winfrey and Stedman and everybody. So I don't hold it against anyone, but that support system holding me down has taken me through my lowest moments.
Wow. Now let's talk about love. When she was found.
He found me.
He found you. And he put a ring on it. Yes. So talk to me, girl. So now let's talk about Chikondi. I love
keep
that.
seeing you looking at my fingers and I have no rings. Guys, I'm so Adventist. I'm not pierced. I don't have... So people always ask.
I'm used to it. So I'm used to it by now. I'm used to it. Today I was actually talking about your earrings. I can't wait for that day, but it's
never gonna come, Mutale.
Yeah, so let's talk about love. So how did you know he was the one?
Because
I know it's a cheesy question, right?
It's such a cheesy question. I think because of how myself I was around him. Yes, he loved me. I had people love me before, but I always felt I had to be very pretentious. And for the first time in my life, I was with a person that I didn't have to pretend.
Yeah, you guys are buddies.
Just be myself. He was my best friend. He would even notice when I'm trying to pretend, and he's like, Lulu, no. So there are some things I think after marriage that people are seeing about me that initially they would have thought Lulu would never do that. But it's because pretending, I can be so good. A good girl.
Yeah.
But he allowed me to be more authentic.
That's
and I think the authenticity of my brand shone even more after I met William.
Wow. I mean, love liberates, actually.
Yeah.
It should give you that freedom to be yourself. That's really powerful. And then how you get to work together, like, hey, like, how do you get to work with your husband? It's like you're in the same office, basically, in the kitchen, doing what you love. How did that come about? And how did you just get to a place where you're like, let's do this together? That's powerful.
We've always enjoyed being in the kitchen together. He loves to cook. I love to cook. We're big foodies. Our kids love food, and they sort of challenge us. You bring a new thing. I think 3 weeks ago, a friend of ours brought Brussels sprouts, and my kids were just like, "This is disgusting. We don't like it," and we had to think of it like a cool way of cooking it for them. But working with William has been not without its challenges, but it's made us closer. We've had to communicate better. I can be really bossy, and I've had to sometimes calm down and say, don't be so bossy. he understands certain things better than you do, and he's also starting to realize that, yeah, I'm the man, but sometimes she's got a point, you know, sometimes she's right. And the fact that we are not just cooking together now, we've literally turned this into a business. We have partnerships now. This coming week, whenever you're going to air this, I think we'll be announcing a big partner that has come on board our Wood Kitchen brand. But yeah, it's about now really sitting down together and saying, okay, this is not just cooking. So the business needs to pay for this, and you know, the business needs to go this way, and we want to see it grow. So it's really a new dynamic. Not every couple can work together.
That's the truth, because I was like, does this come with a manual? You know, I know my husband and I could do music together. I'm not sure about doing like business and cooking with each other every week, and you're like, that's next level. That's inspiring.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. It's the cooking, but it's the thought process behind the cooking. What are we going to cook? What are you going to do? There's Excel sheets to be made. There's corporate meetings to go to. There's big decisions to be made. So we've come to understand that it's not for everyone, and I'm hoping people can really get that. What we want to influence, though, is families coming together to at least do something together. And I think as we continue to grow the brand, we're going to move into a bit of lifestyle. Also, just trying to encourage more Zambian families to do something together. It might not be food, it might be playing games, it might be, you know, so you'll notice on the Wood Kitchen stories, we show, you know, parts of our life beyond the food.
Yeah, and now we even have the kids. We have Asante and Caleb cooking, helping. I mean, sorry, but I think Caleb is like the star of the show.
Everybody talks about Caleb because he's got such a personality also, and I think both of them do. Asante loves being behind the camera. She loves reading the comments. Caleb loves being in front. Like, the moment we say it's a live, the boy goes to get his apple, and he wants to tell people every week, I'm cutting my apple, I'm cooking.
I wonder who he's taking after.
Well, apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Okay.
No, it didn't. Okay, now I just want to get, it's more like I want to get into what your morning looks like. I mean, we're in pajamas, we're relaxed, but before we get into the morning, actually, nighttime, because I remember trying to talk to you about something, and at close to 1 o'clock you were still up. I'm like, what time does Lulu sleep?
Why were you up?
I'm asking you.
Okay, so I need to work on my sleep, but because of my schedule and the multiple things I love to do, I tend to sleep about 5 hours a day.
Okay.
Maximum.
I'm told successful people sleep that like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm trying to improve that, because now I've got like ringing in my ears and migraines, and I'm told it's because of lack of sleep. So I sleep around midnight or 1 a.m.
And what time are you up?
I am up 6 or 3.
What? Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it depends on work also. We are working with different time zones. But yeah, my mind can't sleep if I've got something on my mind. So I'll either start doing a voice recording on the phone to remember what I need to do, or my mind is always working. So yeah, I wake up pretty early. I'm trying not to reach for my phone immediately these days. I'm trying to reach for either a Bible or a devotional, or just have like 30 minutes of just Lulu time quietly. Or I take a walk to my garden. So people ask me like, do you garden commercially? I'm like, no, that is my happy place. That is my peaceful place. When I say I'm taking a walk, everyone knows that she wants to go and
unwind,
zen out.
Wow, that's good. At least you do have a solution in terms of how you unwind. Though we're gonna recommend more sleep. At least 1 more hour. I'll try.
I'm trying.
Okay, so the say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So let's check out what's cooking, and we'll be back with Wow Woman Lulu Wood on the other side. So my friend, I know you're one that's always aspiring, so I really need to ask this one. What's next?
Hey, God knows. But really the next level is to continue to grow AfriShop. You know, that is the baby right now.
Yeah.
Continue to grow the businesses, AfriShop, Wood Kitchen. Continue to create meaningful connections globally. Continue to use my voice for social good on a global level that will affect my community, which is Zambia, and my continent, which is Africa, positively.
Wow, that's big. That's huge. And what would your last words be to that young woman that is aspiring to be like Lulu, like we see most of the time on our social media?
I would say, what does it take?
What does it take to be Lulu? I mean, what would you advise them though?
I would advise a young woman who's looking to, you know, to go in the path I've gone, to really believe in their vision and their dream and understand their purpose. It takes time. We feel that, okay, this is my purpose, and there'll be some changes here and there, but, you know, really try to understand what your purpose is and live within your purpose. Do whatever you can to always leave a positive impact in whatever you do. Give it your best, because you never know what will come out of you giving your best in any situation. You are thrown into a radio job, give it your best. You never know who's listening, you never know who's watching you, and who will bring an opportunity your way, or what that talent you've given to your fullest will bring your way. So give it 100.
Wow.
Okay,
I like that.
Give it 100.
And speaking about giving 100, we're all out and excited for the forthcoming Wow Woman Pajama experience. We've been pushing, and finally we're having this month end of September. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to meeting all the women again. That energy in that room at the last Wow Woman experience was something incredible. It was magical. It was a miracle that we were able to even put something up like that, and a miracle to fill up the room. So I'm looking forward to another filled up room. I'm coming with my emotional self, guys. Oh, my
with your corner,
people.
And come to my corner.
Come to my corner. I am.
And worship.
We can cry, worship, praise. The Wow Woman experience is a safe space, and I'm just looking forward to women just feeling free and safe and worshiping and talking and living that room changed in a positive way.
Ooh, amen. I'm already receiving that. Oh, Luyando. I love you so much. You know I do. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and always being so supportive, always collaborating. And I just wish you all the very best, more grace, more power, more strength, more love, more joy in this new chapter. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Wow Woman.
Wow, ladies, we have come to the end of our show, but before we go, we have Money Insights with Sampa Chilambwe. Before she comes on, I just want to encourage you to join the Wow Woman Facebook group, join our page, like our page, and be part of a movement that seeks to elevate women's spiritual, mental, and financial strength. I mean, we need to get together and just move forward together.
Hi, my name is Sampa Chilambwe from the Salome Trust Initiative and the Salome Fund. On this platform, we're going to introduce you to the Wow Woman Financial Insights. Every woman needs to understand their financial status, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. It's important for all women to understand their financial position in order to make the correct decisions that need to be made in terms of their financial freedom and their financial stability. We're going to go right into it, into understanding the cash flow quadrants. What is a cash flow quadrant? There are 4 ways to produce income: linear income versus leveraged and residual income. Are you an employee? As an employee, your work input determines your output. And by this, what I mean is you have a monthly salary, and if you're commission-based, then your input definitely affects your commissions. So in this quadrant, it's important to understand that you have a job and you have no leverage because you're working for someone and feeding into their goal of having their business operate. On this, there's 5% wealth. So the amount of active work determines the income. In quadrant 2, you have self-employed. Under self-employed, you own a job. There's no leverage again. There's 95% population, and the amount of active work determines your income. By this, for example, I mean like a woman in Baoleni. She actively has to be there to sell her vegetables in order for her to receive an income. So this is under the self-employed quadrant. The next quadrant is a business owner. Now you own a system. These are people that are doing things like network marketing. You own the business. It's your business, and your input determines what is going to be taken out of it. You have leverage, and income doesn't necessarily depend on active work because you have people under you that are working and also feeding into the profitability of your business. So this is now where it comes into say, the people that you put in your network determine what your income is going to be. The last quadrant is the investor. You own investments, you have leverage, and 5% population. By this, what I mean is income does not depend on active work. For example, I am seated here and my employees are seated at the office determining and being able to produce the input that is needed for the business to be successful. For more insights into financial literacy, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Salome Trust Initiative, and don't forget to join the Wow Woman Business Network, an affiliate of the Salome Fund.
So I would also like to say a big thank you to our partners and our sponsors. We want to say thank you to Shayna Dane for this beautiful setup that we're in, and AfriShop for their goodies that they're throwing in. And also would like to say thank you to the Salome Initiative for their insights that they're giving to the women. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. It's Mutale Kapaso. Until next time, I love you. God bless you. Bye-bye.